it. I'm like, yes, it's fine. Um, okay, so we'll start at the very beginning, right? In the beginning, there was man. No. Centralized banking is called centralized banking because it's at the center of everything. And they have the ledger that if you woke up tomorrow and Chase Bank said you have $400 instead of $500, there's no checks and balances for that. They have total power. And so that's why decentralized finance is so popular right now, because it's like the banks just have way too much power and way too much money, and it's ridiculous. And there's a great saying, absolute power corrupts absolutely. And so what's happened is our banks and our government and the Federal Reserve are all in cahoots. And that's a much longer explanation. But basically, they've got the whole system rigged, to make the rich rich and make the poor poor. You get like 0.5% a year from the bank, and inflation goes up, every year like 7%. Now it's more like 15%. And so having money in the bank, you've got less money every year. So Bitcoin was designed for a couple of reasons. Let's just, for today's purposes on this video, let's say 3 reasons, right? You got to send me this video when we're done. I should have done this for myself a long time ago. Number 1, crypto is a better store of value. I bought my first Bitcoin 9 years ago for $200, más o menos, and now it's $20,000. If I put $200 in the bank 9 years ago, so the idea of crypto is that every 2 years, it keeps going up. Now, every year it drops in half and it scares everybody. But if you look at every 2 years, for 11 years, it's always gone up. It's more or less, like I never want to get caught into absolutes because someone always wants to argue you, but it's pretty much been the world's best investment for 11 years in a row. Like if you hold on to it. The problem is people get greedy, they overinvest, it goes way down and it stays there for a long time and they have to sell it to pay bills. And they're like, I got scammed by Bitcoin. No, you got scammed by your own greed because you overinvested. So the key to investing, and I'm not a financial advisor, always, of course, a disclaimer, is never put in more than you can afford to lose. And never give it to somebody else that says they're going to multiply your Bitcoin because they're going to run off with it. So you just want to put it into an exchange, a well-trusted exchange, buy crypto, sit on it, hold it for years. It goes up and you sell it. That's kind of the general idea. So number 1, it was designed as a better store of value because money in the bank is dead money. It's going down every year, right? Number 2, it was also designed to be safer for you to be able to keep it and to have your liquidity liquid. Like you could own a building in New York, but you can't take that with you everywhere. Even cash in the bank, you can't pull it all out at the same time. Mm-hmm. So it's super liquid. It's like it's available. You could be on the plane and you could have like $20 million in your pocket on your phone in your exchange. Whereas on the plane, you can't take more than like $10,000, right? Mm-hmm. So it was designed to be safer. Like the government can't take it from you, right? It was designed to be a better store of value. And it was also designed to be, the third one is to be peer-to-peer, to take the central banks out of the equation. So person A sends money to person B, the bank is in the middle, centralized banking in the center, right? And all they are is they're a ledger to say this person has less and now this person has more. And we all have to trust what they say, right? To solve like the double spending problem of, send money and he still has it. And then, oh no, there's not enough money. So now I'll get into really quickly how the blockchain works, okay? The blockchain, you've got like, let's say a company like Napster, and Napster was on a centralized server. So it was easy to shut down. They're like, we just go shut it down. With the blockchain is hosted on millions of computers all over the world. People like me and you, and also people that have invested hundreds of millions of dollars into this equipment. And what these computers do is, I'm going to try to explain this as most simply as I can. Simply a word? I think it is. Yeah. Okay, good. Had a bottle of wine last night. Let's just make sure we got these words right. So what the blockchain does, it's a ledger. It's an accounting system that replaces the teller. And it basically says, this person has less and this person has more. Every time a transaction happens on the blockchain, it has to be validated by other people. So imagine like, here's a transaction, then it has to be validated, and then another person and another person. So like different exchanges require a different amount of verifications. It could be as little as 4, it could be as high as 33. So once you get enough verifications, people on the network have these computers that are solving math problems. And by solving math problems, they're solving what are called blocks. And every time they solve a block, they get awarded some Bitcoin, okay? There's a great documentary called Banking on Bitcoin. And if you watch that 3 times, you'll better understand what I'm saying. But again, just for today's purposes, I'm not going to go too deep into like what a block is, but it's a block of math. So people have these machines and they're solving math problems. And by solving math problems, they solve these blocks and they get awarded Bitcoin. And so these miners, but what they're doing when they're solving those math problems, what they're really doing is they're adding securing transactions to the blockchain. So like every time a transaction happens, they're checking to make sure it's legit. Then it has to be checked by another person, then checked by another person. And then once that's done, then it goes through. And so it's a, how do I say this? It's a trustless system. It's like, it's amazing because it works perfectly. There's no employees, there's no president, there's nobody in charge. And it's worked perfectly for 11 years. It's just absolutely incredible, right? Wow. So basically it's a peer-to-peer system where I can send money to you. It's like you have this long address and I have a long address, kind of like email addresses, but it's financial. So, okay, so that's kind of how the blockchain works. Now, how do you buy Bitcoin? Just look at Bitcoin like digital gold. So you go online, go to an exchange, just like you would go to a gold exchange. And a lot of times people are like, oh God, can I buy Bitcoin in bulk and get like a discount? No, just like you can't buy gold in bulk and get a discount. You're always going to pay with gold. It's called, you know, the market price, or like in crypto, we call it spot, which is also market price. So when you go to an exchange, you're always going to pay a little bit over market price. So like, let's say Bitcoin is $10,000. You're going to pay $10,100 for a Bitcoin because that exchange has to make money. Now, when you sell your Bitcoin, then you're going to make like 9,900. They're going to give you 100 less because they have to make money. So whenever you pay, you're paying more for it. Whenever you sell, you're selling less for it. So that there are no discounts unless you're buying it from some drug dealer or stolen Bitcoin. And they're like, yeah, I will sell it to you for 20% off. Yeah, because it's like dirty money. So for the most part, you're always going to be buying your Bitcoin a little above and you're going to be selling it for a little below. So you would go to an exchange like Coinbase or Crypto.com or Binance or Kraken or KuCoin or Gemini, the Winklevoss brothers. And all these exchanges hang their hat on something different. KuCoin has a lot of coins. Kraken boasts the most safety. Coinbase is the easiest to use. Crypto.com has a decent staking platform. It used to be better, where you could loan liquidity to the exchange and earn money on your money. So like all these exchanges, it's like dating different guys, right? Like this guy's bluff, this guy's smart, this guy's, you know, whatever. They all have something to offer. They're all a little different, but they're all dudes. Okay. So that's how exchanges work. And what else? Where else should we go from there? So you go online, you connect your banking. Let's just use Coinbase as an example. You go online, you connect your bank to Coinbase, and then, you know, you click on Coinbase and you say, I want to buy one Bitcoin, and then 20 grand comes out of your account. And then eventually, you know, a day later, they have to verify funds. Then you have a Bitcoin. Then you're waiting for Bitcoin to go up. A misconception that a lot of people have is that you have to buy a whole Bitcoin. A Bitcoin gets divided into 100 million pieces, which are called Satoshis. So it's like a really big pizza. You could buy $5. Like, it's so funny. My security guard cornered me last night. I was so tired. I just wanted to go to bed. You know, when you're in network marketing, you just can't wait to talk to everybody. Like now that I have all this money in Bitcoin, well, mostly more Bitcoin than cash, but everybody wants to talk to me. And I'm like, I'm so tired. And he sat there. He's like, oh God, did he had every question? And he's the greatest guy. So 45 minutes, I'm standing in the parking lot, holding my motorcycle helmet, cold, answering questions about crypto. I need to make more videos and then also like have someone translate them in Spanish. I need to change my whole YouTube basically, or just create a new channel. Because I have a lot of good network marketing training videos that, like, even though I'm not doing that anymore, some people still watch. So I guess I'll leave that and start like a whole new.
Start a new one.
I've just been so lazy. Like for me, once I hit 50 grand a month, like I just travel and I'm lazy. And it's like, my life is pretty much perfect. I'm probably the laziest person I know, like in all reality. I don't think I'll ever be super rich because like 50 to 100 grand a month. And it's like, my accountant said at 50 grand a month, you can live the life of any celebrity. There's no restaurant you can't afford to go to. You can always fly first class. You can always stay at the Four Seasons. 50 grand a month, as far as lifestyle goes, that's the number. Everything else after that is like wealth.
Totally.
So,
yep.
Yeah. So I've been making over 50 grand a month for years now in crypto. And so you see, I don't work at all. I work maybe an hour a day. All I do is travel. I've been to 70 countries now. There's 200. I'm trying to hit them all. So then people say like, well, how do I make money in crypto? So 9 years ago, I bought some Bitcoin. And then of course it kept going up and I kept buying more and it kept going up. And then I started buying the computers that make Bitcoin, you know, mining. And then I started selling those computers. Then I started investing with traders who were like, you know, trading, and I made money doing that. And then when I was mining Ethereum, we had enough Ethereum, so it was kind of hard to dump it all on the exchanges. And so I met this guy in London that was able to liquidate large amounts, and we became friends. And he owns a really interesting banking platform where he's the bank and he's the exchange and he's the card solution. Because normally you got Bank of America, then you've got Coinbase, and then you have to get a card like BitPay or somebody, right? He's all three. And so him and I became really good friends. And so like, I can't say I own an exchange, but it almost feels like I do, although I totally don't, like, because I'm promoting that exchange to big companies, to individuals, to groups of people. I mean, I've put thousands of people onto that platform, and I make a little bit of money from everybody on that platform, but that platform is not for everybody. That's a whole conversation. But people always ask me, what do you do? And it's like such a mystery. So I'm trying to take the mystery out of it. So I work with that exchange. And then a few of my friends own crypto apps that do different things. And I've raised money for them, like millions of dollars. And I got 6%. So that was like a huge payday, which was like super awesome. And I sold 300 Bitcoin ATM machines. I make a little bit of money on those. And then it's so weird. Like, you know, when you start making money, like money begets money. Like I just sold a 27 apartment building piece of land. It was like, I just like, now that I'm however old I am, we talked about this, 44, 45.
44, 45, you know.
I've worked really hard and I've made a lot of people rich, and like, I never lied to anyone or screwed anyone. So I have a really good reputation in the industry. And so like, I just know all these rich people that like me and trust me. You know, I'm fairly likable. I'm totally.
You are.
Yeah, thanks. Totally try. I think so.
No,
and
you
my
really
best quality is I'm so humble. So like these deals just keep falling in my lap. Like I've sold like 3 or 4 houses here, a few apartments. That 27, they gave me an apartment in the building, you know, as my commission for selling it. Then I just sold another one. And then like I got some people to invest into an exchange, and then I got some people to invest into another exchange. And then I got this guy. Like it's just all networking. And so most of it's crypto, but some of it's not. But it just keeps like spiraling upwards, and it's just been freaking awesome. So yeah, MLM to crypto to like professional middleman.
I love it. Can I be you? Can I be you, like the female version of you?
Totally, but better.
Oh my gosh, you're so fun. So should I stop recording now? Should we talk about other things? Okay, I'm gonna just because I want to keep it.
Yeah, I'll even post that later today because that was such a good little cliff rant.
Oh my gosh, I am like loving this so much. I'm gonna go back and watch it a gazillion times and take notes.
Well, it'll just save me time because I do this explanation probably 5 times a day, and like I love doing it. As you can see, I'm doing it now for free. I don't make any, like, people are confused. They think I make money when they buy Bitcoin. I don't make any. Like, people are like, be careful about the financial advice you give on Bitcoin. I was like, what are they going to do? Take nothing from me? I don't make any money giving people advice. I don't charge for anything. I don't have any classes. I don't so I never worry about
guy who happens to have very valuable information that people need to know.
And I tell everybody, like, at the end of most of my posts, I say, I'm an idiot. I Forrest Gump my way through life. I have no idea how I
I love you, man.